Hi, everybody. Got about 2 minutes before we get started. I'm going to wait until some people get on here, and then we're going to go ahead and roll. I'm going to mute for a second and just check my sound real quick. Okay. All right. So there's some people hopping on already. Will you guys let me know if you can hear me and see me okay? I am going to turn my video off, but it is my standard practice. Typically when I do a webinar, I like to greet people face to face. I don't like to just open up to a bunch of slide decks and pictures and stuff like that. I think it's important that you see a real person talking to you and teaching you. Great. Thank you, you guys. Hi, Jordan and Sandy. Hi, guys. And then I'm going to check in on Facebook too and make sure that all is well there as also. And I see just a couple people on there, but hey, Joan, so can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Oh, good. Great. Thank you so much for letting me know. Okay. We've got about 1 more minute and we're going to get started. We're going to get started talking about, health coaching school. And I've taught this webinar a couple of times. I've switched things up just a little bit today because I'm one of those people when I talk about, I always teach people, I don't like the cookie cutter health coaching. I don't like, patterned and stamp repeat type of coaching. And I don't like to teach that way either. So it feels unnatural for me to do the same webinar the same way every single time. Now the information is going to be the same, because I'm talking about the school, I'm talking about health coaching, but some of my stories will change. Some of the things that I want to share will change. Some of my questions will change. So if you've attended one of these webinars before, things are going to be a little bit different, but you know what? The content's going to be the same. Here's what I would like to do today. Hi, Kathy. Thank you so much. Kathy's my right-hand man. She's making sure everything's good on Zoom and Facebook as well. All of your questions, first of all, can go in the Q&A, chat, or the feed on Facebook. I check all of them. I don't end the webinar until everyone has been addressed or spoken to. And that is the theme of my school. The Institute for Functional Health Coaching leaves no question unanswered and no need unmet. That is a promise that I make. It's a big promise. I did have some people when I was tossing around that motto say to me, that's a lot to expect from you. Hi, Bethany. And that is a lot to deliver. But to me, what's the point of opening up a health coaching institute and school that is going to prepare you and give you a blueprint to health coach if you're going to leave things undone and make people wonder, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I learn this or that? To me, it doesn't make sense. I don't think it's ethical and I don't think it's fair. And so my goal is to fill every need and answer every question. Now, I am Carmen Hunter. It is 12:01 and I am the founder of the Institute for Functional Health Coaching, which we launched in September. So the doors opened on September 18th. It is a self-paced school. But around that time, if you guys will remember, we had Hurricane Harvey coming in. We had a lot of natural disaster stuff happening. I had a lot of people email me, message me and say, I really hate that I'm going to miss the webinar. I hate that I'm going to miss enrollment, but I'm evacuating my home. I got some personal messages from people saying that, they didn't even have internet, they didn't have electricity, and they were leaving their house. So I thought, you know what, let's just extend this. Let's make sure that we can meet everybody's needs. So we thought we would do it again and we would leave enrollment open until Monday. So Monday, October 2nd, enrollment closes. But I'm going to be letting you guys know there is, again, another opportunity for a free enrollment. I've already given away 1, 2, 3, I think 4 this series. Since September 18th, I've given away 4 free enrollments. I have gotten repeated requests from people telling me their story about why they need a free enrollment. And I appreciate every single one of them. And I appreciate hardship. And I understand it. I was at one point in my life, $15,000 in debt and hating my job and single and had to move back in with my parents in my 20s. Life wasn't easy for me then either. But I really, really understand also how hard it takes, how much work it takes to get where you want to be in your life. So I'm taking all of those stories in consideration, but and I appreciate you sharing them with me. But today I'm going to be giving another enrollment away. If I'm feeling generous, I may give 2. But here's the deal. You have to stay to the end. You have to be on this webinar. So Kathy, if you want to copy the URL for the actual webinar, plug it into Facebook for anyone that's listening there that may want to jump on and get the opportunity to win an enrollment. I'm going to be giving you guys a secret word throughout the entire webinar. Stay to the end. When I say the word and let you know what it is, then you start typing it in the chat. That's how this works for me. It's the easiest way for me to be able to be fair and give away, a free enrollment to you guys for $34.97. Okay, with that said, also what I would like to see today in the chat, what I would like to have for my records, because I save these chats and I go back and I read, or in Facebook, I want to know a couple of things about you. First of all, are you a health coach already? If you are a health coach already, type it in the chat, you guys. Tell me what you're doing here. Why are you on this webinar today? What is missing from your life as a health coach, from your schooling, your education, that makes you want to think about attending the Institute? So please put that in the chat, put it in the Q&A. Tell me about yourself. The other thing I would like to know is if you are not a health coach, what's bringing you into the idea that you want to be a health coach? Is it your own journey that you've dealt with from your own health problems? Is it the fact that you've got a sick family member that you've helped through something? Is it just the fact that talking about health and having this passion for it is just so natural to you that you know that you can make a difference in the world? Whatever it is, tell me about it. I want to know. Okay, so that's in the feed, and that's in Facebook, and that's in the chat, you guys. So talk to me. Okay, so let's get started. I am going to go ahead and stop my video now because I don't want to be a distraction here with me talking, and it distracts me more than anything because I'm always, if something even goes around, like if you've been on my webinars before, I've even had spiders land on my screen before. I don't want to be distracted. I don't want to distract anyone else. So I'm going to share my screen in a moment. Kathy, I'm going to look to you and make sure that you can see everything okay. And hold on a moment. We're going to get started here if I can get the slide deck pulled up properly. And at the end, I'm also going to let you know that if you want to see the curriculum, I have it pulled up. If you're interested in me scrolling through the curriculum, I'm happy to share it. I have no secrets, nothing, and complete transparency here. So if anybody's interested in seeing the curriculum, let me know. Kathy, I'm going to check on the chat box here. Tell me if you can see the slide deck, and if we're ready to roll, that would be fantastic. And I'm watching for your answer. And if anybody else wants to tell me you can see the slide deck too, that'd be great. And we can get started. Awesome. Okay, thank you. All right, so it's called How to Be a Successful Health Coach by Ignoring What Most of the Experts in Health Coaching Schools Tell You. I like to talk about this title. Hang on a minute, my video is still on here. Hold on, let me stop this. Again, it's just distracting me, but okay, here we go. Because honesty and transparency, in my opinion, are two of the things that are missing from this business in many areas. And I intend to be nothing but truth-based throughout the time that I am teaching schools. Every time that I open this open enrollment, anytime that I hold a webinar or a Q&A, there will be complete transparency and honesty. If this is not a school for you, I'll tell you that. If you ask me a question and I don't think that I can fill that need because it's not what you're looking for, I'm going to tell you that. But I'm also going to let you know a lot of other things about health coaching that other people are not sharing with you. And one of those things is that standing out as a health coach takes a whole lot more, you guys, than knowing about how to make a smoothie and how to do yoga. I know that you're seeing these same things. You guys, in our marketing every day, we're seeing all of these trendy things crossing our paths, talking about elimination diets and fast and cleanse and so on. And again, earlier when I talked about that cookie cutter mold that I don't like, that's part of it. Everyone is doing the same thing. And I don't know if the reason coaches are doing the same thing is because they don't know how to get out of it, or if it's something that they're more comfortable in, or what it is. But I'm going to teach you how to get out of that today and really begin to shine and change the face of health coaching today. So I will talk to you all about how to not be that coach that just hands out cleanses and detoxes and talks about yoga and smoothies. We need to do so much more of that. Because here's the deal, you guys, when I talk about functional health coaching, I'm talking about a head to toe, top to bottom, mind, body, everything, physical, emotional, mental health that we need to be thinking about for our clients today. That is how we help people. We learn everything we can learn about them. And we address those things with them. And I'm going to talk to you all about how you can learn how to do that. So if you are a person that is here today, it's possible that you want to know how to do something more than just that simple approach. So again, my reminder, my disclaimer, everything I talk about is based on my personal experience, and it's just educational for you guys. So I'm not telling you what to do with your business. I'm sharing information with you that's going to help you create a blueprint for your health coaching business if that's what you want. That's what you choose to do. So my goal before the webinar ends is to make sure you have a full understanding of what you do not need to be successful. All of the big mistakes that I made, all the money I spent, all of the expensive, costly, physical, emotional mistakes that I made when I was starting my business, I'm going to talk to you guys about that. And I'm going to talk to you about what you do need to get started. So I'm going to talk a lot about like these little pieces that are coming at you that people are saying, oh, you know, you need to buy this program for your email list. You need to buy this to build a landing page. You need this launch program to start your business. I'm going to talk to you about the things you really do and don't need. And I'm also going to tell you what a skilled health coach can accomplish when you're working with a client. And we're going to talk about groups and classes and so on. It's going to be value packed, I promise. So even if you are already a health coach, I bet you I touch on some things that you don't already know about. So I want you to have a clear understanding between health coaching approaches. That is my goal. This approach, the functional health coach approach that we teach at the Institute, is 100% different than anything else that's being taught. So I want you to understand clearly what the difference is. If I haven't done that by the end, you need to ask me the questions that clarifies everything for you. Reminder, stay to the end. I've got a secret word and I will reveal it to you. You've got to be on till the very end. And again, the first person to type the word in the chat, you have to be on this webinar. Because of the time issue on Facebook and here, there's a delay. It would not be fair for me to throw it out there and then expect people on Facebook to be able to win because there's a delay, which we figured out on our second launch, which is why I ended up giving another enrollment away. So again, if you do enroll today and you are the winner, I will reimburse you. Don't worry. If you sign up, then you are the winner. I will reimburse you and refund you, and you don't have to worry about that, okay? All right, so what makes this different? First, I want you to turn off all your little music, your phone. I want you to turn off any distractions that are happening right now and pay close attention to this. Because what I plan to do here is show you about the truth, like I've told you about, how to build your business, what not to waste your money on. And I don't want you going and thinking, oh gosh, what was it she said we didn't need to worry about? What was it she said that word was we shouldn't use, okay? My thing is this, I'm completely honest and transparent. The bottom line for me does not matter here. I want to reassure you that when you open up an institute, you guys, when you do something this big, it is not about the money, because more money goes into making this happen than goes into the pocket of anyone that's creating this school. I can promise you that, okay? So this is about making sure that you are able to succeed, and that's what matters to me. That if you want to be a health coach, that you know the best way to do this so that you can help more people get well and have a healthier life. It's really quite simple. So why should you learn anything from me? Because I am still an active health coach. I have over 7 years of experience, and in about 6 months, I get to say over 8 because we're moving into that year already. Over 4 years mentoring and educating health coaches, which is going to be 5 years next year. I consider myself a master health investigator. I went at the investigation process for my own health, and I transferred that into how I work with clients. And I can pretty much figure out just about anything that's going on with someone and know how to help them or send them in the right direction. I have that real ability to uncover barriers for coaches' success and help them overcome them. Even as something as simple as looking at a statement in my mentorship group, I can see where someone might be struggling with their own dialogue inside of themselves and help them overcome that barrier. And I'm a truth teller. So let me cover a couple of these things real quick. I did not quit health coaching clients just to make money off of health coaches. I did not do that. I am still coaching clients. I just had a session with one of my clients last week with my mentorship group. They got to hear how I coach. They get copies of all the videos. They get to see my recommendations. They get to learn the actual process of functional health coaching, how to work with someone from where they are and take them to where they want to be. I didn't figure out that health coaching is hard to make money at and just quit. Yes, it was frustrating. A lot of things I did were struggles for me, but I'm the person that tackles things. I don't just give up on something. I figure out how to do it well, and then I move on. So as I move into my 8th year of coaching, I can tell you that I have worked with hundreds of diseases and conditions, and I know how to make a difference in every single person's life, no matter what's wrong with them. And I teach my health coaches how to do that too. So one other thing, just to let you know how I began the mentoring and teaching process for coaches, was watching the people that were in my health coaching school. I'd already been teaching for over 3 years, or coaching for over 3 years, watching them struggle after spending thousands of dollars on a school and no one giving them the support except for me. I was wanting to help them. I wanted to help them overcome their struggles and their barriers. And so I decided, after being kicked out of my Facebook group for my alumni, after being told privately in email messages that I needed to stop answering health coaches' questions, I decided I was done with that and I wanted to make a bigger difference. So I opened my own group. So the Health Coach Clarity Group has been in existence, I think, for almost 4 years now. We have almost 2,900 people, I think. And it's a great group. So if you're not there yet, it's free. Hop on there, Health Coach Clarity with Carmen Hunter. I'm sure Kathy will plug that Facebook URL in there for you guys, and you can get to know each other a little bit better as well. So The last thing I want to say is that I'm a truth teller. And I've told this story about the hot dog thing that I used to, my mom was trying to sell at a garage sale, and then I told the lady it didn't work. And so the lady didn't buy it. My mom mad at me. But I have a history of doing this kind of thing. I don't like people to be lied to. I don't like dishonesty. I get a sick feeling in my stomach if I even have to tell a white lie about anything. So what does a car have to do with this? So I did the same thing with a car. My mom and dad were selling this white, I think it was like a Buick or something like that. One of those cars in the early 80s or late 70s, if I recall the time frame. And they were trying to sell it. And I told the person that was looking at the car, it was a sell-by owner, that it was a lemon. Now, I didn't really know what the word lemon meant because I had heard my dad say, this car is a freaking lemon. Like, this is just not worth anything. And so when I repeated it, I said, oh, that car's a lemon. And the guy who was buying it looked at me and he was like, what? And I said, well, it doesn't work very well. Maybe that's what that means. So why I'm telling you this is that I have no reason to tell you stories and lies about anything to get you and coerce you into signing up for something that won't work for you, okay? I'm a truth teller to the ninth. I am. I've got more stories about that. I've got tons of things in my pocket to tell people about how terrible I was as a child about lying. My mom will tell you, but we're going to move on. So what is a health coach? So this is what a health coach means to me. A health coach is someone who is able to meet that client where they are, take them to where they want to be based on the least stressful approach for that client. I used to always say, I was one of those coaches that would say, well, health starts with the gut. Everything starts with the gut. And I believe it wasn't Hippocrates. I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong here, but that did say, health starts with the gut. Well, here's the thing. I am changing direction on that. And if you know anything about me, I'm a black sheep when it comes to this business. I like to do things backwards. I like to switch things up and change beliefs. I don't believe that everything starts with the gut. I believe everything starts with stress. And because stress affects the gut, that is the second thing that we need to consider and think about. So to me, if we are stressing our client out, we can give them all of the elimination diets and detox and cleanses in the world, but it's not going to make a difference if they're stressed. So to me, we always have to start with stress. So what does a health coach do? A health coach should be able to investigate conditions or concerns, deliver information to the client in a way that is non-prescriptive and non-diagnostic, but supportive and empowering at the same time. We're not doctors, dietitians, or nutritionists. We are simply health seekers putting together the pieces of a health puzzle for someone and supporting them while they make those sustainable changes. We're educating them. We're helping them get prepared. We're supporting them as they make those decisions and take action for their own life. And reminder, you guys, I'm going to be checking in the chat. So please put your questions in there. That's what this is all about, is educating you today, answering your questions. So what kind of income can I expect? So again, telling you the truth here, you're not going to make a bunch of money right off the bat. You're not going to make a ton of money one-on-one unless you're charging people outrageous prices for, and you're actually, talking to them every day and supporting them every day, because that would be the ethical way to charge high prices. And I'm going to tell you straight up that it's going to vary based on your location, your demographics, what you're offering, your experience, and so much more. So for example, we have to keep in mind that, with one-on-one sessions, your income is obviously going to be limited. No one's going to get any more time in a day. It's just not going to happen. And when I talk about charging with ethics, I want you to keep in mind that there are people out there that are telling you to charge anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000 a month to help someone with their health. I 100% disagree with that. Like I said, unless you are literally meeting with them every day, you're grocery shopping for them, you're cooking for them, and you're literally holding their hand through the process of learning. And I don't think that's any way to empower someone anyway. We want to make them accountable for their decisions. We want to make sure that they feel responsible for the choices that they make. So I'm a big believer that we need to be incorporating groups, classes, and memberships, and we also need to learn about passive income and affiliate marketing to increase our income in this profession. Okay. So what kind of jobs and business opportunities are out there? There are quite a few. So one of the things I like to tell people is I got into this because many reasons, my own health journey, people asking for my help for free, and so on and so forth. But one of the main reasons was because I wanted to work for myself. That was the biggest attraction for me, because I had a small child at home, was set my own hours, be my own boss, go on vacation when I felt like it, answer to no one but myself, have the freedom to be creative and authentic. But there's also the opportunity for those of you who are interested in going out and being a contracted worker or an employee in a chiropractor's office or a practitioner, working in a corporate office doing training. You could train athletes at CrossFit gyms and other gyms as well. Talking to the staff there about food and diet and things that they need help with. providing training for staff members at smaller businesses, and so on. But that also requires knowing how to approach people, knowing how to walk into that business and become a part of their team. So there are other things that you can consider as well, which is all covered in the Institute. But one thing to keep in mind is that you are always a business. When your business is building, you are an entrepreneur first. You can't be a health coach without a business, and that takes knowing how to be an entrepreneur. So is it a good time to be a health coach? It's the best time. It's the best time. It's only getting better. Every single day that goes by, health coaches are going to be needed more and more and more. And we are at the very front and the very beginning of a very, very big shift in our health industry. Many practitioners are going to concierge medicine. They're going to membership groups. They're dumping insurance because they're not, doctors aren't making enough money for the time that they're spending on working with their patients. Health coaching is becoming more mainstream and it's becoming more appreciated. So I talk all the time about the Mindshare Summit that I attend every year. And it is one of the places that I hear the talk of health coaches increasing. And this is, the leading health, wellness, and professionals around the world come and we join together. There was over 400 of us this year. And they're talking about how do we get health coaches into our businesses? How can we work with them? And one of the things they're also concerned about is how do we make sure that they don't try to step into our shoes of dietitian, RD, practitioner, and doctor. So let's talk a little bit about how you can be successful as a health coach. How can you actually, have a successful practice? How can you really help your clients? One way you can do that is basically learn from someone who's done it. I've done it. Learn from me. You can learn from others who have done this. But let me tell you this thing here that most people are doing. They're learning from people who are not health coaches or who gave up on the profession or who did not make it, or maybe they coached for 6 months and decided that it wasn't something they wanted to do. So they started using their marketing and advertising skills and things like that and started marketing to health coaches as a coach. So you need to be learning from someone that is doing this, has done this, and started it from the ground up. That's one way you can be successful. The other thing that you need to do and remember is that you need to be yourself. You need to be who you are, authentically you, using your skills and knowledge and not depending on all of these done for you things that are out there that don't resonate with you at all. So I see a lot of coaches buying these, these programs and they're using them with their clients and they haven't even used them on themselves. So to me, that's a little bit, I don't know. I mean, it's just one of those things that would seem difficult to me. How can I teach someone how to do something that someone else created I haven't walked through on my own? So using your skills and knowledge, you're not going to get those tools anywhere else, you guys. If you have experience in something, bring that into your health coaching practice. So I teach you how to do all of that, but you've really got to have that passion, the drive, the resilience, the determination, and you need to have mentorship from people in this business. You have to know also deep down inside that you are going to make a difference in the world, and you've got to have a system that proves that it can work, that's consistent, and it is a general approach to stay within your lane and your scope as a health coach. So I've done a lot of things right. I admit during my own health coaching career, I had a deep, deep belief that I knew I could make this happen. I trusted my own knowledge and my passion. I had just enough business sense to know that I had to have a few things in line before I went out there telling other people how to research and learn how to live a healthier life. So I covered the licenses, the insurance, the disclaimers, and I created a system, that worked for me and worked for every one of my clients. I dumped the idea early on that I had to have a niche. I don't agree with that. And I am a walking example, and many of my coaches are as well. I do believe that if you have a potential client that's got a heartbeat, and they're a human being, they are a client. I also learned a little bit about outsourcing and used my instincts and, was able to guide my clients according to their needs. So a lot of the things I did at the very beginning in the first couple of years, I did right. But again, transparency and honesty, I did a lot of things wrong. I spent a lot of time on each client session. I thought that the more time I spent with them, the more they were going to love me and the more they were going to, want to pay me and so on and so forth. What turned out to be me giving more and more time away. So when I really broke it down by the hour, I was almost paying my clients to work with me. I thought I had to have all kinds of certifications and letters behind my name to be credible, which was not true. I've had less than a handful of people say to me, "Where did you go to school?" I spent way too much money on the wrong certification and did not do my homework on schools before enrolling. I thought I needed to know so much about health conditions and diseases. I did not want anyone to know more than I knew. I didn't focus enough on the business aspects because no one told me that was important. I spent a lot of time learning all of the pieces of working online. When I moved into the online world, I bought just about everything that everyone was telling me I had to have. Thankfully, I had enough sense to write down the 30-day money-back guarantee and a lot of the things, because I'd spend thousands, and I would write the date down a couple days before it expired, and then I'd figure it out. I never even opened it up, and I was able to get a lot of my money back, but not all. So thousands of dollars on the wrong products and training. And I also, one of the biggest mistakes I made, you guys, I didn't really realize how gray the area was between coaching and looking as if I was trying to be the expert in something I was not qualified to be an expert in. So after coaching for more than 7 years, I learned how to help every client with any problem every time. Saved me tons of time working with my clients. I realized that my passion, my knowledge, and my belief that I can help others was the most important part of being successful, because without that, you can have a system, you can have everything in place, but if you don't believe in yourself, it's really not going to be that easy for you to have a successful business. It's just not. I dropped the belief that I was not enough and that I couldn't afford to invest in my business, therefore myself and others. And my client list grew, and so did my income. The minute I dropped that belief, everything shifted for me. I created the lowest risk approach to helping people in the health coaching business today, and I helped transform the way hundreds of clients saw their lives and their future, and instilled sustainable hope in their lives. Sustainable is a word that I like to use quite a bit when I'm talking about change for our clients, and also about the coaching method that I created. Because when we think about what's going on in our world today, when it comes to the laws that are changing about how we are able to speak, how we are able to coach, when you think about a business that you're building, you need to know that even if the law in your state changes, and there are laws about what you can and cannot say, I teach all about this too 1,000 times over. There's webinars about safe language and color and all of that of your state. But even if those laws change, if you create a sustainable business, you don't have to change your business just because the laws changed. That's what the Institute teaches. I teach you how to not have to worry about whether or not your business is set up to be a sustainable, ongoing business. 10 years from now, the business should stay the same. Your website can change visibly, but the wording and everything else should be the same, because you don't want to have to go back and make costly changes and correct mistakes. So don't get me wrong, you guys, not every client that I worked with achieved this spontaneous healing, another word I don't like to use, but every client did see results and benefits. And this is always based on the client's commitment to themselves and to the changes they want to make. It's up to us to help them see the stress differently. And I eliminate all the common health mistakes for you so you can get straight to the success part. But you have to be willing to abandon your beliefs about what health coaching is, should be, or what you've been told. So let's look at an example here of what a client looks like that knows that they're responsible for their own decisions. This is an actual client of mine. And I built a waitlist practice purely locally on referrals. I didn't do one bit of advertising at all. I just would ask people. I was not ashamed to say, if I helped you, please, tell people about me. I want to build my business based on testimonials that people are getting well and feeling better. So here's one, that you can take a look at here already. Just in the highlighted areas, you can see that this person knew that I was just there to help guide her. I encouraged her to go to her doctor. I listened to her. I acknowledged her symptoms. I worked with her. I provided her with resources. This person, she had thyroid stuff. She was trying to get pregnant, was having a difficult time, but she knew, and you can see in her testimonial, she was very aware that she was the one that was making the changes. So let me say this to you first. I heard this in a Mindshare group, a couple months ago when I went, that people do not buy from you for what you know, they buy from you for what you can do for them. So remember that. When you think you have to go out and take all kinds of other courses and listen to every summit that crosses your path, just know that they are going to buy from you and hire you. Clients will hire you because of what you can do for them, not because of what you know. They will learn about what you know, and they will learn from you as you educate them, but truly they want to know how you can help them. And the testimony above that I'm sharing with you here is a perfect example of how I safely delivered information, supported her, and looked after her and helped her reach her goals. And again, I discovered a lot of this the hard way, you guys. And this is a fast forward. So when you think about how long it took me to build a successful business, mistake after mistake, there's a couple of years of that. And I'm putting it all in one area. One school is teaching you everything that you don't have to make those mistakes. So the hard way looks like this. You can fall victim to promises made by other schools and institutions, and then get out and then have to find a way to take more education because you didn't get what you needed. You can spend months and waste thousands of dollars only to learn more and more about conditions, diseases, and problems. You can not focus on business building, which is what I made a big mistake doing. Finally, I learned that one the hard way also, but once I did, it was onward and upward, and my business just increased. You can meet every client in person, which I don't agree with because it sucks the life out of your time. You can think clients care about the letters behind your name and keep chasing those certifications and letters. You cannot coach at all because you don't have any confidence. Coach outside the scope of profession because you have no idea what your boundaries are. And there are boundaries, you guys. And you can sign up for too many trainings that don't even matter to your business model. And what that means is basically signing up for something because someone says you need it. And then you get in there, you pay for it, you start taking it, and you're like, I don't even want to do this with my business. That happens more often than you think. But the point is I've gone through all of these issues I'm naming above and more. And I literally slapped myself on the forehead when I figured out it doesn't have to be this difficult. You don't have to fall for all the fancy ads. You can do things in a simple way. So let's talk about the easiest way to becoming a successful health coach. That doesn't cost you over $5,000 and take 6 months of your time unless you wanted to. Let's talk about how you can prevent yourself from making these common mistakes. So I want to remind you guys, I want you to be thinking about what your life is like today. Do you have children? Are you married? Are you working another job and thinking about moving into this? Do you have 6 months or a year or even more of time? And do you have tons of money just to throw out there to learn a bunch of stuff that you may or may not need? I want you to think about that. There's options to spending that $6,000 and taking all that time and then finding out that what you've learned isn't going to help you and not going to keep you safe according to the state that you live in. So I like to put this disclaimer in that, the results are going to depend on your ability. Just like with our clients, it depends on their ability to commit to themselves. Your success as a health coach depends on your ability to commit to your own success and believe that you have what it takes to implement what you learn and expedite the process in a general way that applies to anyone who wants to work with you. So how I did it was because I have a fire under me about helping people. I have always been a go-getter. I'm an uber-focused person. When I put my eye on something and I know that it's going to be beneficial to somebody, it's going to help somebody, I'm going to find a way to get it done. I don't care about financial roadblocks or physical, mental. I'm going to learn it. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to make it happen. And that's what it takes to be an entrepreneur. And what it takes to be successful is that drive and that passion. Okay, so remember this, you guys. What I said earlier, I just want you to keep in mind as I talk through these mistakes that what I said about clients not hiring you for your knowledge, they hire you for what you can do. Just keep that in mind, okay? So the top 4 mistakes: wasting your time on that certification, teaching you about the theories and conditions. Mistake number 2, being that cookie cutter health coach who doesn't really know how to help clients transform health, sinking a bunch of money into marketing when you could just build a referral-based practice, and having no system in place. Having no system in place opens you up to high risk, you guys, and increased liability. And you're being taught this. If you are out there being marketed to, you're seeing these ads, you're attending these webinars, and you're going to these trainings. But most of these people are not health coaches. So listening to what they have to say usually isn't going to get you too far. So mistake number 1, let's talk about it real quick here. So basically, when you waste your time on a certification that teaches you something that you can learn very simply by researching on Google or learning, reading PubMed articles or following some of our leading wellness and health people like Chris Kresser or Rob Wolf, I'm not saying Google is an education. I'm saying that you can learn anything out there about conditions and diseases and problems. So sinking your money into someone teaching you that, I want you to think about that. You can do it for free and spend your money on building your business. It makes a lot more sense, right? So most of the schools are going to teach you theories and conditions. Most people are not going to teach you how to coach. Now, I'm not saying all schools do this. I have a very high opinion of quite a few coaching schools. And I have a high regard for them. They don't do what I do. We complement and collaborate with each other. We complement each other. But you can have all the knowledge about health in the world. If you do not have a system, if you do not how to generally approach people, and you do not have safe delivery, and you continue to reinvent the wheel, and you get stuck analyzing things about what to do next, and you end up feeling lost and overwhelmed, basically, you're not going to end up building your business. So right now, just know this: health coaching is not regulated. A certification is not necessary to be a coach. You could literally, someone could say to you, so I sell It Works, or I am a person who works at GNC, and they can call themselves a health coach. There is no regulation on it. But you do have to have a safe system, a safe delivery method to make it work for you guys, because we don't know what's coming our way in this business. At some point, there might be regulation on this. So there's no doubt about it. Things are changing for our in our favor, but the more things get spotlighted on health coaches, the more people are going to start talking about regulations. So just keep that in mind. So when you waste thousands of dollars studying these things, you've already probably got a ton of knowledge, or you know how to find that knowledge. You've got to have a way to deliver. Just remember that. You've got to have a way to understand how to use the right language. And the thing is that you don't have to spend $5,000 to do that. So with the Institute of Functional Health Coaching, which is what we're talking about today, you don't have to spend 6 months studying conditions. You can work with any client that comes to you. So when you're being talked to about having to have a niche, target market, any of that, I want you to forget that, because it's not necessary to know who you want to speak to. It's not even necessary for marketing. It can be helpful. If you cannot narrow down your focus, it can be helpful, but it's not necessary. You can help anyone. You will learn how to help people transform their health in a sustainable way for good. And you know how to stay within your scope of practice so you can sleep at night, okay? And just again, let me just repeat, I'm not saying that Google's a place to get reliable health information, you guys, but in the Institute, you get thousands and thousands of resources that are reliable. So again, what is the cookie cutter health coach? Basically, it's the person who doesn't know how to step outside of that box and is doing the same thing other people are doing. So an example, let's say Coach A is a cookie cutter coach with no experience in the functional approach that we teach. They put their client on an elimination diet, tell them to stop eating broccoli because of the goitrogens for their thyroid and so on and so forth. The client feels stressed. Coach B is trained through a functional approach, and the coach would ask the client, what feels the least stressful for you? Let's start where you want to start. And then they tell that client, we're going to work on all the areas of your life, and we're going to start with things that feel manageable to you. Who would that client be more likely to work with? The one who takes everything they love away and makes them feel stressed, or the one that says, I'm here to support where you want to go with your health? What do you need right now? Where can we begin? And how can we get you where you want to be? I know that I would work with Coach B because I tried to hire a couple of Coach A's and it did nothing but frustrate me. So reminders, when you practice that cookie cutter health coaching, you don't stand out. You can turn off your clients who are looking to turn their health around. Your clients probably don't feel like you really want to help them because you're doing the same standard stamped approach with everyone. Your clients become stressed and overwhelmed. They may not complete their sessions because they feel that overwhelm. Your clients don't have the tools to sustain the progress. They may they may feel great, lose some weight, reduce their inflammation, but the minute your relationship is over with them, they're probably going to return to that old way of eating and doing things, because we know that elimination diets are hard to sustain. We know they're no fun. We know that detoxes and cleanses cannot be a way of life. So just remember that sustainability is really important. Your reviews and testimonials are probably not going to be that great. May not even get them at all if someone decides not to work further with you, or they weren't real happy when they did work with you. And the client's less likely to refer you to others. When you're building a referral-based business, it's all about testimonials and happy clients. When you practice functional health coaching, your clients feel at ease with the changes taking place in their life. They experience better results. And we all know that the minute you start to see a result, you're more motivated to continue. Your clients have the tools to sustain their changes. I don't know why that word's hard for me today. To sustain their changes after completing coaching. Your clients are more confident, empowered to speak for their needs with their doctors. They leave rave reviews and testimonials about you. And your clients refer you to their friends, and the world finds better health faster. Isn't that what it's all about? Making a difference in a bigger and faster way so more people can live more optimally. Another example of a client that I worked with, I want you to look at all the highlighted I's in here. I did read. I finished my book. I have been gluten-free. I have been eating mostly whole foods. I have not had Diet Coke. Like, this is a recent client of mine that I actually did in front of my mentorship group again. And she took the recommendations and she literally went all out with it. Within a couple of weeks of checking in with her, she had done all of this on her own. This is a perfect example of someone who understood the process of functional health coaching and took those the recommendations I gave to her and ran with them. She made the decisions on her own. All right, mistake number 3. You can put a bunch of money into marketing, which is not cheap. I can, as a person who markets regularly, I can tell you that a huge amount of money is usually necessary to expand your reach if you decide to work online. Locally, you're going to have to buy ads and you're going to have to hit the street to get seen and get people to know, like, and trust you. It is time consuming and it can be financially burdensome if you are just starting out. So focusing on building that referral-based practice is super important. It is really all about word of mouth and referrals. And remember the people, the clients, when we talked about the Coach A and Coach B and their clients, you're more likely to get those referrals from someone who felt that consistent support, made those sustainable changes, and saw results, and was able to continue with the practice of caring for themselves after the relationship ended. So when you depend on that marketing, just be prepared that your cost to acquire new clients is going to go up. Your bottom line is going to plummet. You get leads who are probably not willing to spend a whole lot of money. You may get leads who are time wasters who just want free information and really aren't interested in paying for your services. And you spend more time on marketing and trying to come up with ways to build your clientele than actually building the real relationships that you want to build so you can see people feeling better and living more optimally. So when you understand how to build that referral business using this method with the Institute of Functional Health Coaching, you spend zero money acquiring new clients. Really, you're just asking for testimonials. You may take 5 minutes to zip off an email to your webmaster to put it on there and pay him about $1 to post it, but that's about it. Your bottom line skyrockets. Your clients seek out your services, and their friends and family do too. They come to you because they've heard about you. They have an interest in health coaching. They have an idea of who you are and what you offer. They're not coming to you blind with what, with saying, well, I don't know what you do or who you are or any of that. Can you spend some free time with me? In a matter of weeks and months, you can have a waitlist practice. It depends on you and how much time you want to commit to it. You create a business that could partner with others to make a bigger difference. So if you figure out that you want to work with people that have thyroid problems and you want to work with a practitioner or a coach or someone else that works on leaky gut, you could partner with those people, do group classes and coaching. The limits are really endless, and how fast your practice builds is really going to be up to you and the work you want to put in. All right, so I want you to look at this right here where the big yellow arrow is. I'm sharing this with you because I want you to know that these are my real clients. These are people I coached. This girl I think she's from 5 years ago maybe. But she says here, notice the comment where she says, she tells you at the beginning, I told this client at the very beginning that I want you to invest in yourself. I want to see you make changes. I want to see you commit to yourself. That's what functional health coaching is all about. It's a partnership with your clients. It's not the coach instructing the client on what to do, okay? That's not what it's about. All right, so again, having no step-by-step system in place can really be a big fat time waster, and it can really set you up for higher risk and liability. So the Institute's gonna help you build that referral-based practice because your system will be in place. We provide all the documents you need to coach people. It is a low stress proven approach, and people feel really confident when they're working with someone that knows exactly how to walk through this process with them and not stress them out. It's a real life approach. So I want you to think about if you've ever used a great product or a service that you could not stop talking about. I know that I have. I mean, the Instant Pot is one of my favorite tools. I tell everyone about it. That Instant Pot would be you, right? You're the service. You're the one that people are going to not be able to stop talking about, and that's how your business will build. However, if you do not have a step-by-step system in place, you will have to recreate your documents for each client. You will spend tons of time on each client, and your cost per hour will decrease. You are not going to make as much money, and you're not going to be able to take as many clients on. You've got to work harder. Your client experience is going to be a lot poorer. It's the way it's going to be when you have less time. You're probably not going to get a lot of great reviews, and your time will not be your own. In fact, it will not be your family's time, your children's time, or your own time, because everything you do you're going to be chasing the almighty dollar. When you do have a system in place, you can spend the time on each client is going to decrease. You can spend more time doing the things that you love to do, like building your business, creating content if you want, spend time with your kids, pick them up from school. You're going to be able to take on more clients at a time if you want. You can reduce your own stress, obviously, because you have a system. You increase your client satisfaction. You are generally approaching each client. Again, that's that safe way to do this. And your clients make changes that last forever. So unlike other schools, we teach you that step-by-step system that works with everyone, okay? An example, client A may have polycystic ovarian syndrome. Client B wants to lose weight. Both of these clients need the 7 foundations that we teach at the Institute to even begin to get well. They need to understand what happens to the human body biologically, physiologically, mentally, and emotionally to even begin to get started. You would start them both on the same general approach, again, the safe approach. They would start to see results within the first couple of weeks, regardless of what's wrong with them. Now, whether it be their eyes are open to why they need a change, or why or they take action faster and see results with their sleep, their mood, or whatever, something's going to shift and improve. You're using templates that work, that saves you time, and everyone gets to see that progress faster. So let's look at, you guys are probably thinking, well, I've looked at this school and that school. Let's look at how we compare to others. Now, I didn't create this to lean in our favor at all. These are simply bullets and information taken from their customer service or their website. So this is the Institute for Functional Health Coaching, just a very brief outline of the curriculum. I'm going to show you more about it in just a minute. And as a reminder, you guys, I will check the chat and the questions and answers section. And here are some of the other schools that are out there. So we're look at the average tuition on some of these. I want you to look at how long it takes. I want you to take a peek at some of the things that they offer that are a little bit different than what we offer. If you want to lean into labs, if you want to, do basics as far as focusing, if you really want to focus, families, adults, seniors, pregnancy, that kind of thing. They offer something different, much different. We're all teaching something that, can lean into a better understanding about specific topics, but the Institute we like to lean into the whole person so that we cover everything. We don't just specifically focus on one particular area. So looking at 6,000, 5,000, some are over 10,000 classroom fees. So this table is going to go out in the replay as well. I'll make sure that this goes out if you want to take a closer look. So let's look at the actual curriculum of the Institute for Functional Health Coaching. And this is the briefing. And again, if one person says, I want to see the real deal from a student perspective, I'll show you at the end of the webinar, but I'm not going to open it up and go through it unless you guys want to see it. So each module is delivered through the Institute portal on Thinkific. It is dripped content. You go at your own pace. You can finish it as fast as you want, but it's a 17-week program. I have some people that are already on week 5 because they had a little bit of experience with coaching. I have some people that are wanting to take each action step and do them very carefully. Some people are brand new and green to health coaching, which is great. This is for anybody, really, that's new to coaching or someone who is already coaching that didn't get what they needed to set things up so that they feel safe and they're able to practice that general approach. I'm not going to walk through every one of these because you guys can get the replay and you can look at it. And there's also a link at the very end that has the sales page, actually has all the information as well. But we talk about safety throughout the entire thing. And we go through the actual process of working with clients, and I give you examples of how to do that. Now, for those of you who are brand new to me, I have an intake system. The intake form that you use with your clients is 22 pages long to start the process of working with them. So if you're nervous about the idea that you may not know enough, you're going to get that intake form back before you even have your first session. So you're literally getting that form back. You get to take the time you need to research what's going on with them, learn about them, get to know that client before you meet them face to face. That's going to take away that anxiety and that feeling of overwhelm that you're not going to be able to do this coaching thing because you're too nervous about whether or not you're able to help them. It's really it's a precursor to working with your client. And then you have 4 intake forms that follow. So the first, second, third, and the final intake form. Maybe it's 4 total. Yeah, 4 total. So then you also get the testimonials request as well, and I provide you with that. So each one of these, the Institute delivers the information in a systematic way so that you're already literally in week 1, you get tools to build your business. I talk to you in the first week about how to start talking about logos and websites and opt-ins and licenses and businesses and taxes and accounting. All of that comes to you in the first week. Instead of making you wait till the very end of a 6-month program or a year-long program, I'm going to get you started in the first week. Because here's the deal, like I said, you are an entrepreneur first before you're a coach. I don't want to teach you how to be a health coach when you don't even have your business started. Because what would happen is you'd learn all of this great stuff about how to be a health coach, but then you'd be at the very end of a 17-week program and have no idea how to get started. And that to me is not fair. You need to start making money when you first get started on the Institute. You need to start setting that up so you can start making some money. And these are screenshots, so that's why there's big spaces there. But week 9 looks lightweight, but I can guarantee you that it's not, because there are a lot of barriers and blocks that health coaches go through. And I use that time frame to give you a really big reminder about safety. And we go into some detail about some other great resources to share with clients as well. Throughout the entire time that you're in this content, you are getting resources, thousands of resources and templates and documents that you can use for your business right away. And then, of course, we have to talk about working with chronic conditions, and we have to talk about what a chronic condition is and how to work with weight loss clients, because that is one of the biggest reasons people come to us, right? Is they want to lose weight. So we have to understand it's not just about what we eat and how we move our body. So much more to it. I actually give you guys an example of how I worked with a client with multiple problems and weight loss issues as well. And I don't teach you labs. You're not going to order labs by being a part of this school. I'm going to teach you how to understand them. I'm going to teach you how to help your clients understand them. And this keeps you within that scope of being a health coach. A health coach knows that they are not a doctor, okay? Just remember that. We are not practitioners. We are health coaches, but we want to help people learn how to do this for themselves as well. Of course, you've got to learn how to market your business. That's super important. And we go into the basics of program launching. And here's the thing. Many people are moving into this online world, which is great because we have more reach that way. But it's so much more complicated than you think working online. It is not as simple as just getting on a meeting like this and talking to people. There's a system, there's an approach, there are timelines, there are methods of how to do this, how to talk to people, doing slide decks and webinars and so on. We cover all of that. And then with the epidemic of thyroid problems in this world today, and because I am a person with autoimmune thyroiditis, and because it's a topic that's near and dear to me, I think it's really important for health coaches to have a basic education on how to recognize those people. Because it is, when I first started health coaching, many people that came to me, we'd go through all of the steps of the 7 essentials. At the time, we were working with 5, but, and we would be like, what is going on? Why is she still not losing weight? Why is she still tired? And I would say, I think the last time I did the count, I think it was 85 to 90% of the people I was working with had a thyroid problem or their thyroid was slowing down. And so we have to learn to recognize the signs of that. We have to understand it, the very basics of it, so we can support people while they work with their practitioner. Okay, so there's the link there if you guys want to see the curriculum even further. This is just a snapshot of the actual enrollment page. But again, this is a sustainable approach to health coaching, you guys. It does not matter with regulations what changes as long as you practice a general approach, provide resources in a safe way, okay? So you can look at the URL there. Kathy probably is tucking it into the chat. I'm sure it's already been put in there. This is just a sample of who I have been interviewing and sharing with my students in my mentorship group. I try to bring somebody different and different topics and different approaches on all of the things that you might want to learn about, whether it's hormones, marketing, business building, email list building, trauma, food, anxiety, pain, whatever it is that your clients or you may be dealing with. This is just one of a tiny sample of the people that I've interviewed. I have tons and tons of them out there, and they're all loaded into the Institute. They're all being put in there. And anytime I interview somebody new, it will be plugged into the Institute. And here's the other thing. And just as an FYI, I'm super excited because I've got Diane Sanfilippo coming up on October the 10th. She is going to be talking about business building and changing the way that we think about ourselves and how successful we should be. I try to line up some of the biggest names and the best people in the business to teach you guys and give you access to ask them questions, like literally bring them right to you so you can talk to them. It's important to me that you guys have that access and at that place that you can go to get that training, so you're not out there wondering, who do I listen to? Who would I get information for my clients from? So this is only going to continue to grow because I'm doing a podcast. It's going to launch in November. And this is another exciting thing to think about, is that I am doing free mentoring for health coaches. We are doing podcasting Mentor Mondays. So anyone that wants support with their business can sign up to be on the podcast. I don't care if you don't even have a health coach business yet and you're brand new to it. You would be a guest for me, and I would walk you through how to overcome boundaries and mindset issues and, help you feel more confident and answer questions about your clients. And we're going to put that out in the world so we can help more health coaches. So I'm super excited about that. So remember, I talked to you at the very beginning, and I know we're at 12:52. I do tend to run a little bit longer on my webinars, but stay to the end, you guys. It'll be worth it. I promise. But I want to talk to you real quick about what it looks like. Remember when I said the one-on-one stuff, we have a limit. We have a limit on our time. So, this is kind of what it could look like. This is what I was charging a couple of years ago. And it's a real 3-month contract. The time I invested in a client was 5 hours, including my sessions. The cost per month with that client was $275 for a total of $875. I got an average of 2 to 3 referrals, sometimes 4 or 5, depending on the person and where they worked, if they had a big audience that they could bring to me. And the total for that income was $3,500. So that's just a general kind of a sample here of what it might look like working with someone one-on-one. And here is a one-time session, which I really encourage health coaches that are just getting started to offer. A lot of people don't want to sign a contract. They want to know, what does it look like to work with a health coach? I teach you how to do a one-time session. And here is a real one-time session here, 2 hours, including the session and follow-up. $275 is what I charge. Now I would probably charge more. It depends on what they need from me, actually. I think I got 3 referrals from one of the people that did this, and she added on a grocery store trip as well. So you're looking at about $825 plus the $150 there. But I want you to look at what it really looks like to make some money in health coaching, what the truth is about it. Group coaching, which I teach in the Institute as well. This is an actual group that I taught, was 10 hours of prep and travel, including the sessions. $225 per person. I had 12 people in the group, and the total for that month was $2,700. That was one group. So I want you just to think about what it would look like if you ran this group. The template for this group could be taught 5 times in a week, right? Because it was like a 90-minute class or something like that. I didn't even work, 10 hours, that's nothing. People work 30 to 40 hours in a week. So think of how many times you could run a group template session, right? And in a week. So somebody can do the math for me. 5 times 2,700. I know it's 15,000 for 5 times 3,000, but anyway, you guys get the gist of it. There's real money to be made here. This is where people think that, they often make the mistake, well, I'll just do one group a week. No, you need to do more than that. And because you've got the template done, it's already done for you. The work is done. All you get to do is teach and interact and help people. So here's what some of our students are saying. Just as an FYI, the Institute launched in September, right? September 18th. I've been teaching the content from this course for over 4.5 years. So I have had students and beta launching and soft launching just to be able to make sure that what I'm doing is giving these coaches real value and that they are able to get out there and do this business and help people. So this is what some of our students are saying. And I talk about Daniela a lot because she's doing it. She's just a go-getter. She's amazing. And when she told me she invested $8,000 into a 9-month group coaching program, it just about killed me for her. But she purchased my program back then anyway, and she's off and running. And then, of course, the whole sales page, you guys, there's I think she loaded, my team loaded maybe 9 video testimonials. So you can hear what people have to say. I'm not paying anybody to say this stuff. It doesn't do me any good for people to lie about what they're getting from me. I really, really want people to tell the truth about what they're seeing from the Institute and from the content I'm providing. That's important to me, that when people speak about what we offer at the Institute, that they're speaking from their heart as well. Now, this is from Kimberly. She's only been enrolled since September 18th, and this is what she says. I'm barely into the program. I'm amazed at the amount of information you're offering, the details, checklists, resources. Obviously, she's appreciative. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She already has a health coach certification from another school, and she's thankful for the things she learned from them, but she never heard about insurance, legal information, scope of practice, etc. And here's the thing, you guys, I'm accessible. And she's telling you that she likes my live trainings and I'm accessible. I'm accessible. I am going to be the person that talks to you and helps you and guides you and trains you and teaches you. Now, I am grooming a team of people that I truly believe in, but I'm never not going to be involved in teaching my students, period. So we're getting to the end here. Over the last hour, you've learned 4 mistakes that are preventing health coaches from being successful. So with the information I've shared with you, you could be saving yourself thousands of dollars in months and months and months of time. And you could be health coaching in the next 6 weeks if you wanted to be. So I'm offering an opportunity again. It's just, I haven't said the word, I haven't told you what the word is yet, you guys. Just hang in there. And reminder, the first one to guess the word, put it in the chat, gets the free enrollment. Don't forget to visit the sales page, even if you're not putting it in the, you're not interested right off the bat. I want you to go to the sales page. I want you to watch the videos. I want you to read what's being offered, because we are literally disrupting health coaching. We are disrupting how this is being done in this world today. People are no longer handing out cleanses, elimination diets, and quick fixes, you guys. We're shifting the way that people think about us as coaches. Doctors and practitioners have more respect for coaches who know what they're doing, where they belong, and that they are not practitioners, that are staying within their scope of practice and staying in their lane, okay? That are using the right terminology. And I do that, teach all of you that. Safe language, written words, approaches, templates, and so much more in the Institute, you guys. And I say that all the time. Functional health coaches stay in their lane. They know where they belong. They stay in it, and that's how they practice. That's how they sleep at night, too. So ask yourself the questions. What is it worth to you to have a successful coaching business? What's it worth? Is it worth 5, 10, 25? What's it worth? How much would you pay to get the education and the lifetime mentorship and support that would allow you to build a prosperous practice? All right, so ask yourself these questions as well. If all enrolling in the Institute did for you today was give you the tools that you needed for a successful business, would it be worth it for you? To be able to prevent you from throwing thousands of dollars in time down the drain, would it be worth it? Allow you to quit your day job eventually. I'm not telling you to quit your job and enroll. I'm telling you eventually to focus on building your dream job. Would it be worth it? And give you the freedom to be with your family and live life on your own terms. Would that be worth it for you? Looks like I forgot a question mark. What about being part of the huge movement, you guys? We are changing this world today, and we're moving things in a sustainable direction. Wouldn't that be worth it for you to be a part of that movement? So other health coaching programs, 5,000, 10,000 a year long. You've seen it. I shared it with you. We're a lot less than that. You're going to get free lifetime. If you enroll today, you get free lifetime access to the Health Coach Mentorship and Mastery Group. There is over $10,000 worth of content in there. It's not a number I just made up. It is an actual study I did. I had sent it off and asked someone to put the value of my time and content. I wanted a price tag for it so I could tell you the honest truth about it. Now, this expires tonight because I've already extended enrollment for another, well, it was supposed to close, I think, September 28th. We've already, oh wait, was it the 18th? I don't even remember. I just know that we extended it because we needed to meet some people's needs. And I'm always doing live training. Remember that too. So it expires tonight. The total value of enrolling today, you guys, is $15,000, but that's not the cost. We're getting to it. I hate it when people drag stuff off. So I'm just going to scroll right through. Enrollment today is $34.97, plus you get the $9.97 with the mentorship group for free. So Kathy's probably plugging this in. I can't see the chat right now, but that's the link to go out and see more about it. And we offer payment options. So again, when I tell you guys I've made mistakes, I made mistakes when I first launched the Institute. Here's the mistake I made. I didn't give more than 2 payment options. We did 1 payment and we did 2 payment options. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money per month. I know, because I pay a team a lot of money per month. I know the value of $1, and I know the value of content and what you can get for your money. So we discussed it, and my team told me, let's do 6 payments. I'm like, okay, but that's still $700. We need to make it more affordable. How about 12 months? I think that's a pretty freaking good deal right there, because we can find $375 anywhere in our world. But if we're able to build a business and make that money back every month, to me, I think that's worth it. So we have extended the payments even 2 more there. So 6 payments and 12 payments. Not only that, but if you are an existing coach and you're on, or you know someone that's an existing coach and they're struggling, or they're not rolling with their business, I give a discount to existing coaches and a payment plan. And that's a pretty fat discount right there, you guys. That's almost $1,000 off, if not more. Again, me and my math. Okay. All right. You have 3 choices right now. You can do nothing and not build a dream practice. If it's not for you, then it's not for you. You can enroll in another coaching school, and you can make all the mistakes that I made and more that were mentioned in the webinar. Or you can enroll with us today, and you can get access to a mentor for life. You can receive that free membership, and you can get free trainings. I do live trainings all the time. I hop on constantly and answer my students live. I hop on constantly and answer my membership people, my little family, for their needs, even if it's a need that they have for themselves. If I can help them move through their own health problem, I'm there for them. And you can start working with clients within no time at all, because you get all the documents. So a tale of 2 health coaches. Student A goes to one school where she might get detailed information on a vegan diet and a juice fast, as well as a done-for-you weight loss program and some tips on blogging and blah, 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 blah. But then she gets out of school and she says, what do I do now? How do I make a business? Student B, on the right, went to the Institute. She gets everything she needs, the skills she needs to work with anybody with any problem. She doesn't have to worry about a niche. She gets all the business building tools beginning in week 1 to start building that business and being that entrepreneur. She gets daily support from day 1. So you basically can already see and understand the benefits of food plans and all that. You guys know that. You can Google anything about exercise and whatever. But you have everything that you need to be that entrepreneur. to be that person that knows how to build this business and help people in a way that does not expose you to higher risk in health coaching. So I give you everything you need in the Institute. You learn the 7 essentials, the 7 foundations of health, and you see real results every single time, period. So when coaches get started in this course, they're going to get those tools, you guys, and I'm going to be there to lead you through it and answer your questions. So if you want to talk, you're going to talk with me. You want to know why this, if it's still not enough for you, you want to know answers to your questions. You want to know why it's such a great place to be and why we're moving this direction for functional health coaching. I'm answering all calls. I had my team helping me before, but I actually was getting emails. I really would like to talk to Carmen. I really would like to talk to Carmen. And in the interest of answering every question, letting no need go unmet, I decided that I was going to open up myself to answer questions that you may have about the Institute. So you will speak with me, and I am the founder of the school and the creator of all of the content. So let's go to the very end. As a reminder, today's enrollment, $34.97, or you can choose the payment options, but you get the bonus for free. Okay, so there's me and my 3 dogs. One has passed and we've replaced him with another one, but I love animals so much I had to throw that picture up because they're so cute. And I just want to say thank you guys for spending your time with me. You know, I understand the value of time. I always tell people I understand the value of time, and when you spend it with me, just know that it is not taken. It's not taken lightly. I think it's important that you understand that because I spend my time on some trainings too, and my time has been wasted many times. So let me scroll through real quick, and then I'm going to throw that word out there for you guys. And I'm reading through some of your chat here. Transitioning. Hi, Joan. Transitioning from knowledge to action. Love that. Bethany needs business building schools. Will you get that with us? Bethany, you lost 125 pounds. Oh my gosh. That's like amazing. Chris says she's a brand new coach, wants more knowledge. You definitely, you're going to get it. We don't leave anything unanswered, you guys. Joan says she's been passionate about holistic health since starting to study in 1998. Yep, I started early myself. Orthobionomy, Jana, I don't think I've even heard about that. I'll have to look that up and see what that means. Let's see here. Okay, so let me just make sure there are no questions, and put them in the Q&A if you want me to make sure that you get your questions answered. Jordan says she finally has a story. She has a story to share and wants help from other moms. Oh my gosh. And Jordan, I love your videos. I've been watching you in that cutie pie of yours making smoothies and shakes, and I love that. I love that. She says, I was looking for a school and a mentor, having no idea I'd find both from you. Yep, I love mentorship. I love teaching. I love all of it. I'm super excited about all of the interaction that I'm getting for you guys with my students already. Sandy's talking about having some fears. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that have fears, Sandy. You're not alone with that, and it's not unwarranted because, you know what? There are some people out there doing the wrong thing, and they are being, I mean, I've told this story before, but one girl had someone hire her undercover from the health department, which is insane to me. Like, come on, isn't there something better to do? Hired her to coach them. It was her very first client, and then served her with a cease and desist. Told her that she wasn't allowed to be practicing nutrition. Pretty much destroyed her. I don't even know if she ever went back to health coaching, which, you know, that's reality. This stuff is happening. April says, I'm a certified health coach now, currently working on opening my business. Yeah. And she wants to go from a functional approach. Yes, I love that. And she has a passion for others. Your whole thing right there just speaks functional health coaching. Smita says, and I hope I said that right. What a pretty name, Smita Mystery. Wow, Mystery. I wish that was my name. I've been struggling with my health and have a natural dislike with cookie cutter Western medical style. Me too. And wants to learn the tools and gain the knowledge for personalized healthcare. Yes, yes, absolutely. Okay, and Kathy's doing her thing in there, putting links for you guys. Want to talk more about health coaching at CrossFit gyms? Happy to do that, Jordan. I've done it. I taught classes and food, and I did the entire 5 essentials back then. And that's where I talked to you guys about making all that money in there. Current health coaches. And I'm going to read more of these later on. This is awesome. All right, so I see some people. I'm seeing yes, please. And that means you guys want to see the curriculum, right? Okay. I'm assuming that that's what that means. All right, so I'm going to give you the word. The word is client. All right, and I know my chat's going to start blowing up any second, and I'm trying to read the, it's to make sure I don't miss any questions, so just be patient with me for a minute, you guys. Louise says, new coach certified, no documents yet. Oh my gosh, you got to have documents, got to have them. Yep, I'm going to show you the curriculum. There goes the words client, 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 client. Okay, all right, so let me open up the screen. Hold on a second, you guys. And let me look in the Q&A real quick too. Patty says, in health coaching, if you get sick and don't work, you don't earn, right? Unless you have other sources of income. Is it recommended to have other sources of income that go along with health coaching? That depends. So we talk about affiliate marketing in health coaching for passive income. I talk about how to create your own things that sell on your website. So if you do get sick and you aren't working and you need to take a break, that something is out there making money for you. You know, and when you're talking about, like, are you talking about getting sick long-term or something like that? Because you can work from home. I have people that are dealing with autoimmunity I have people that are students that have cancer, and they do online work. They work with clients online. And I really encourage my coaches to tell their story and use their story to help others, because you know what? There's a lot of people out there marketing, you guys. Hold on, I'm gonna do my video so you can see me chatting. There's a lot of people out there marketing to you guys. And let me tell you something. It's not as pretty and great as they say it is. It's just not. It doesn't come that easy to build a list. It doesn't come that easy just doing a quick live video. You got to do the work. But what you can do is you can build a really successful business from home and work with people from the comfort of your own home, truly. Kathy, can you see my screen? Hold on a minute. Heather's asking here, is brick and mortar space necessary to be successful in this industry? Absolutely, 100% not. I don't have a brick and mortar space. I worked in a physical therapy office when I was personal training, and that's kind of how I was a health coach in training. Someone hired me to work in their office as a personal trainer, so I dragged the health coaching into that. That did not turn out well, so I went back home and kept training and did everything from home. So you see me, but you don't see my screen. Okay, hold on. I get it for you. All right, pulling up the curriculum. This is a student's view, okay? So you guys are seeing what the students see. I'm just showing you. Okay, so student calls are always going to be at the top. So we've already had 2 calls already, which I love. The first call was kind of funny because I had a dog sitting at my feet. I was throwing treats to, so he would be quiet the entire time, which was a mess, but it was fun. What you get with me is real life, you guys. I don't have anything. I'm not going to be a fancy teacher. I am a mentor. I'm here to get you guys off the ground and running to be a health coach. Now look at the left-hand side. Are you watching my screen? All right. Can you see that I'm scrolling up and down? These are all trainings and already recorded webinars of experts: mold, methylation, emotional healing, thyroid health, food and mood, heal your pain, neurotransmitters, mitochondria, toxins, chemicals, nutrients, intimacy, sex. We talk about everything, estrogen dominance, health and emotions, childhood trauma. And I'm not even done. Pediatrics, you guys, I'm not even done. I'm just getting started on bringing people to you guys. Okay, good. You see the portal. Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going. All right, then you get, now every time I click a button, you guys, hold on. You're gonna have to be patient with this because this is so much content. Every time I click a button, it's opening the menu. Notice that I clicked infographic. Okay, watch, it closes it. So just be clear, I don't want to confuse anyone. Week 1, week 2, week 3, okay? So when I click infographics, under infographics, you're getting all of these PDFs. These are outlines, okay? Outlines of what of things that you can print and use. And unfortunately, I'm using a lot of bandwidth, so some of these things are not going to download, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I did a webinar on it. You guys are going to get a link to that. But we actually talk about the 7 essentials. You can print this out. I can't open it any further because I don't have enough bandwidth. But helpful labs, pure gold resources. I give you all of these things so that you can have visuals while you're learning as well. Week 1, module 1, welcome letter, getting started, why you don't need a niche, the no niche, no problem webinar, kickstart guide. The kickstart guide alone has piles of information in it, you guys. I mean, it's going to teach you about licensing and insurance and why you don't need a niche and why you need to feel confident and good about yourself. Get started now. Don't wait. I don't even know how many pages this thing is. But this alone, this is one of my opt-ins I give away at some of my trainings because I talk about getting your documents in order. Don't procrastinate. Stop putting this off. If you've got knowledge and you've got passion and you've got a message and you need to get out there and help people, it's got to be niggling at you that it's a calling for what you're supposed to do. Okay, so that's just another thing. So anyway, week 1, module 2. We're still in week 1. Hold on a minute. I give you opt-ins. I talk about what an opt-in is. Week 1, module 3. I give you an entire thing about what the scope of practice really is to be a functional health coach. Week 2, module 1. Each one of these is a lesson and content, PDFs, videos, fees and services. I talked to you about how to set up a fees and services. What does an example look like? I let you copy my stuff. I don't care if you want to use my fees and services because you don't even understand how to start it. Use mine. I don't care. This is all about you guys getting up there and opening your business and getting started. Week 2, module 2, okay? Initial inquiry. I talked to you what to expect when someone asks for your help. How do you do a free consultation? How do you stop the brain pickers from getting everything that all your good stuff? How do you wrap up a free consultation in 15 to 20 minutes? Why you shouldn't meet someone in person. I mean, okay, so there's your timing, your initial inquiry, the free consultation, and at the end of every one of these, it's like a 5 to 10 question quiz. And it's just really to make sure you feel comfortable with what you've learned. It's not to trick you or anything like that. Introduction to the intake form. The intake form I told you about is 22 pages long. I talked to you about how to do intake sessions 1, 2, 3, and the final exit. I talked to you about timing in between each. The entire thing on safe language right here, you guys. Hang on a second. I hope this one will open for you just so you can get a general idea of how important. Yes. So I give you how to replace. What if the client says this? Then you can say this. What words should I not say? These. How do I even begin to talk about food if I can't say diet? Well, you can say this. Okay. So I make it really simple for you guys to stay in the lane, stay in the safe zone. We are only on week 3, module 3. First session, I talked to you about how to do the first session. I give you examples of it. I give you tips online, locally. You want to coach online? I tell you how to do that. You want to coach locally? I tell you how to do that. I teach you how to market yourself in each area. Module 1, we go over the entire intake form, how to do a really good high mileage intake with a client. Week 4, module 2, examples of safe coaching. You actually get to hear me coaching people. Week 5, module 1, I gotta have a sip of tea. Has anybody ever talked for this long before? Your throat literally feels like you swallowed cotton. Okay, then I teach you what happens after you meet with that person. That's all good and fine. You get the client, you set up your fees and services, you're starting to get paid, you hold the session. Then what? Well, I show you then what. I talk to you about all of that. How do you deliver the recommendations in a safe way if you can't tell someone what to do, eat, or take? I'll tell you how. All right, what if they're working with a doctor and they're feeling awfully frustrated and confused and I give you a template that you get to share. Just as a reminder, everything you get from me as a template, you take my information off and you put yours on. You don't have to recreate anything. It's all yours. It's ready to go. Teach you how to help your clients have a successful doctor's appointment. There we go. We talk about how much time between the sessions do you spend with people? And I'm looking at questions, I promise. I talk to you why you shouldn't reinvent the wheel. Like, stop doing that. Stop doing that. I'm going to give you everything. I'm going to give you everything you need, and you can make it your own because I want you to be the coach that you want to be. Not the coach that I am, the coach that you are. But I'm giving you those blank blueprint templates to make it your own, to be yourself. I don't want you wasting time. This is a lesson. Stop wasting time creating things. Don't do another detox. Don't do another cleanse. Get your documents in order. Start coaching people, right? The food guide alone that you guys get to use is 50. I wish somebody would set this straight for me once and for all. It's either 52 or 62 pages. I can't remember. But it's yours. Change it. Put a new picture on it. Put your logo on it. Take the section on soy out. Put a section on veganism in there. It doesn't matter, but it's yours to change and use with your clients. So you don't have to teach them how to eat. You use that general approach. Week 7, module 1, second session. I go through how to do the second session. Week 7, module 2, third session. I literally am walking you through how to be a coach. You could put a blindfold on and listen to this and you would know how to be a coach. Week 8, final session. I even talk to you. What if someone wants to continue? I talk to you about how to do that. Each one of the sessions comes with an intake form that you get to make your own. You're done with your client. You've had a 3-month contract. They feel fabulous. They've lost lots of weight. You want that testimonial. You need to ask for it. That's how you build your business. Well, I give you a template to do that. If you're a person that doesn't feel comfortable, like, would you tell people how great I am? I give you a form. I'm going to send you a form, and if you feel so inclined, would you mind to provide me with a testimonial? I make it easy for you. If you're a person that doesn't feel comfortable, I'm going to make it comfortable for you. And you should be comfortable with it. Because if you're great, which you are, then you need to let people know that so you can help more people. Talk about your barriers to success. Mid-session reminders. Remember, I talked to you guys. I told you it looks small, but it's not. Week 10, food and lifestyle review. This is where I teach you how to do a one-time session so you can start getting used to the idea of coaching. Or people can get to know you. Group coaching, look at that. It's a long section on group coaching because I want you to start making money doing group coaching. The food guide, I teach you how to change it, how to edit it, how to make it your own, how to use it. videos for everything. Are you guys tired of seeing this yet? Like, seriously. Sleep guide. I teach you how to help people with sleep because it's one of the 7 essentials. You get to use these templates and guides with your clients. We have to talk about chronic conditions. I've already said that. I need people to understand what chronic means. Does anybody know what a chronic condition is? No fair if I've already said it and you've heard me say it before. Chronic conditions is a condition that somebody has had a problem with for 3 months or more. Chronic pain is if someone has struggled for 3 months or more. These are not simple people to work with, but I make it easy for you. I promise. I make it easy for you to learn how to help them and let them take action for themselves and stay in your lane. Then I give you a bunch of examples. You get to watch me coach someone with those problems. Then you get to see the recommendations. We're only on week 13. Weight loss. I've already said it's a big thing. Common mistakes in weight loss. I cover all of that. How to work with people who want to lose weight. Lab basics. You get to look at my labs. No secrets. You get to see my labs. I have a thyroid problem. I show you how to read those labs. I talk to you about it and teach you how to use it with your clients. We go over marketing. I've given you a positioning exercise. Amy Lipman talks to us. Outsourcing, when you need to spend your money so you can start using your time more wisely. Why it's important. And I give you some referrals. Okay, the launching thing. This is the whole online thing. And I teach you how to do it locally. If you're someone that wants to teach a group class, I'm going to teach you how to get to that. How do you get to the paid part? Well, you got to deliver value on the front end. I talked to you about that, teach you how to do it. And we're at week 17, finally. Week 17 is all about thyroid. I was actually interviewed by Isabella Wentz for the thyroid series, you guys. She gave us a free download, but I've been teaching about thyroid for almost 6 years now. It is something that I love and super crazy knowledgeable about it because I've walked through it. And I think it's just important we all have a general understanding of it. Again, real clients, videos, you guys get to see me doing their sessions. We're in the middle of Taylor right now. Real training with Allison. And then, of course, at the end, when you get done, you get a functional health coaching badge. So what does that look like? You can put this on your website, and there's several different ones. They have different layouts. But you're certified by the Institute for Functional Health Coaching, which is an investigative approach to client wellness. There is nothing simple or cookie cutter about what we do in the Institute. It's all deep diving, and it's simplified in this delivery. Okay? All right. That's a lot of talking. Okay, let me look at questions. Let's see. And you'll see, if you get to know me, I'm a squinter, and I've got 75 pairs of glasses laying around. All right. Can you please share? Hold on a second. Let me scroll up and make sure I haven't missed anyone. Bethany says, I love how real you are. I can't be anything but. Life happens to us, you guys. It's just, I don't have the energy to be somebody I'm not. I don't even have the energy to do my hair half the time. Living life and collaborating and sharing and giving and helping people. That's what life's about. That's what it's all about. And we can't do that if we're trying to be somebody else. Can you please share how your program is different from other health coaching schools? I've been through 2 reputable programs already. I get it. I need help with the 1, 2, 3s to building my business, creating documents versus topic education. Heather, this is the place to be. How it's different from other people is I don't teach you anything about the dietary theories. Like I've said, I'm not going to, you guys know about that stuff. If you are already have had a health coaching certification, then you know about that. I'm not going to teach you about that. I'm not going to teach you about leaky gut or any of those things, any kind of labs and all that. I'm going to teach you how to get your business going. And you don't have to create the documents because I'm giving them to you. And I teach you how to build your business marketing. I mean, I've shown you everything that I can possibly show you to tell you that I'm different. All I can tell you is this might solidify it for you. So when we did the launch last time, and this is giving you kind of a backdoor idea of what it's taken for me to get this school open. I'm not going to even tell you about the investment part, the financial investment. I can't begin to, because you guys would not believe it. Just don't ever go into any venture like this thinking that it's easy or it's not expensive. It is. But here's the deal. We went into this launch thinking, you know what, let's target some people who are interested in getting into health coaching, because so far we have a lot of people that are already certified. Let's see who's out there that's not certified, that's interested in getting into health coaching. And do you know that I think it was 90 to 95% of the people that enrolled on our last launch are already certified. So what does that mean for you, Heather? That means that you're not alone, that these people have already spent money on very reputable schools. And when we say reputable, maybe we're going by how many people are enrolled in their school, or how big their name is, or how much money they're able to spend on ads, and how many people they say they've helped. I don't know what your definition of reputable is, but my definition of reputable is a school that meets every single need you have and doesn't make you need to go out and spend more money, thousands more dollars just to get going. So those people have spent that money on other schools, and they're still taking the Institute's content and courses because they didn't get what they needed. So, and I don't know if anybody's on that has been certified. I wish Daniela was on. She'd be a great person to answer this. That she spent $8,000 and she still signed up with the Institute and was finally able to start her business. So all I can tell you is I can promise you that I'm different. I make that promise, and I don't make it lightly, because my goal is to be different and not be like everyone else, period. Because that's not what I'm about. So, excited that I cover stress, sleep. Okay, so I don't just cover stress and sleep. We talk about whole food. We talk about stress perception, not reduction or management. I don't believe in that. We talk about sleep. We talk about safe movement, not exercise. There is a difference. We talk about spirituality. We talk about trauma, and we talk about fun. Those are the 7 essentials for every human being with a heartbeat. Okay. Heartbeat and skin, human beings need those 7 things. If you are a person and you have ever tried to live your life without one of those things being fulfilled, you've probably known that there's an imbalance going on in your life. Well, we help people with all of them. That's the approach. Let's see here. I don't think I won the free tuition, but I need to figure out a way to make this happen. The payment plan could not get any lower. It just can't. I have to pay people to actually manage my payment plans. And I pay a merchant now more money to stretch it out for you guys. That was part of the deal, is that I it was more money for me to invest. For even that part, I have to invest to the merchant, and I have to invest to the team to manage the payment option recurring process. And adding 2 more on there it was expensive, but it's worth it for you guys. Louise, are you registered under someone else's name? Oh, okay, you guys are talking. Okay, let me see if there's any other questions. Yeah, okay, so disclaimer. Do you include disclaimer templates? All right, so here's the thing about disclaimers. The disclaimer is on the end of my intake form. I used it for my entire coaching career. I never got another one. I did have an attorney look at it, and he said, it's pretty rock solid. If anybody tried to do anything after signing that thing, it'd be a hard thing to do. However, this is my disclaimer to you guys. Wherever you live, whatever state you're in, whatever you're practicing, whatever you decide to do with your business, it's not going to be what I do with my business, or who I'm talking to, or what I'm doing. We're all different. So you can use mine if you want, but my disclaimer is this: get it looked at. Make it your own. Make sure it's according to what you're able to practice and do with your business. And also within the Institute, you guys, I have, Lisa Fraley gives my students a discount of 10% off all of her done for you documents. So you need to protect yourself, but insurance is first. Hopefully not needing that insurance, but then you can use the disclaimers that I offer, the client agreements. You can copy anything you want, but it's at your own risk. And I just have to say that because we're all different. Okay. All right. If we are not able to afford to enroll back to, when will enrollment open again? I can't say when it will will open again, because this is the 3rd webinar in a one-time launch, and we've kept pushing it out, and we kept adding on payment things, and we've kept giving discounts, and we've kept offering things. And to be honest with you, it is it's business sense wise. It's, some of this has really not been in my favor. Most of it hasn't. So we're not putting a date out there on when we're going to launch again. We just can't. I can't do that right now because I'm still not done with this one. I'm still not done with this process. So before I'm able to say, okay, we're going to do it here, this and this, I've got to wrap up what we're doing right now. And the other thing is that we have to, when you open something like this and you're running a business, you've got to sit back from it. You got to get together with your team, and you have to say what worked and what didn't. What price range worked and what didn't? Hourly, did this make sense? How much did we put out? Did we charge enough on this enrollment, or didn't we? I don't know. This is the first time launch for the Institute, so I'm learning in this process as well. I wish I had a better answer for you. I know it'll open again. I just can't say when. Love this. Ready to be here. Want to stretch to everyone, peds and adults, pediatrics and adults. I've worked with them for years as a PNP. Awesome. Yeah, we've got pediatric training in there too. So okay, so I will go through the chat, make sure we get the right name for who won. We'll do the announcement. Does completion of your curriculum, Jennifer's asking, come with a recognized certification license? You get the certification for functional health coaching. Is it recognized? I don't know. I mean, we're going to get there to be recognized, but let me ask you this. Does anybody recognize IIN's Institute for Integrative Nutrition? Because you're not supposed to use the word nutrition. I mean, is anybody recognizing certifications coming from other schools and even know what they do? Certifications mean nothing. And I am saying that, and anybody can tell me, and I offer one, but they don't mean anything. I'm only offering it because everybody's asking for it. But you guys, certifications don't mean anything. It's what you know. It's how you deliver. It's how you practice. That is what matters. That is what matters. It's not what your certification. Nobody cared what my certification was in. They just said, what do you do? How can you help me get over this autoimmunity? How can you help my daughter with rheumatoid arthritis? How can you help me leave my house for the first time in 10 years? I have Crohn's disease. How can you help me not get my colon dissected because I have ulcerative colitis? Nobody said, where did you go to school and what's your certification? I can tell you who cares about your certifications and your schools, okay? The other people who have certifications in schools. That's it. So anyone that went to Sears, anyone that went to IIN, anyone that went to Bowman College, they're going to be like, oh, she went to where? Oh, okay, the Institute of Functional Health Coaching. Nobody cares about it. You're the only one that is going to have to make that decision, whether it means something to you. But I can promise you this, the direction that I'm going with this school, everyone will know who we are by the time that we get this movement done. My goal is constant enrollment. My goal is shifting this and disrupting health coaching and doing this responsibly, safely, and making a massive impact and being the people that you are, using the knowledge that you have, and stop doing what everyone else is doing. Start making a really big difference. That's what we're supposed to do. I hope that helps, Jennifer. I don't have a solid answer. And again, I'm not going to lie to you and be like, yes, you get a recognized certification. Lots of people recognize me because I interview some of the biggest names in the industry. If you go to the sales page, you're going to see I'm backed by some of the biggest names in the industry. So, I mean, I've got people believing in what I do that are at the forefront of what we're doing out there. So maybe someday that'll be enough for people. I don't know. I really don't care. I believe in what I'm doing, and I believe in the coaches that are taking my courses, and what they're doing is changing lives. So I'd love to have you. And if you want to talk to me further about it, I'm happy to do that too. Smita Mystery. I just love that name so much. I'm certain about my calling on this path. However, sales and marketing is not my forte. Does that mean I'm not an entrepreneur? Nope. It does not mean you're not an entrepreneur. Sales and marketing are, I mean, maybe there are other people's fortes. I absolutely loathe it, the sales and marketing part. I hire someone to do my marketing. I mean, like, no, thank you. I spent 10 years in advertising and marketing and sales. And every time I had to do something, and I got that feeling like, oh my gosh, it just gave me the ick all over. But I built a very successful coaching business, not loving it. What means you're an entrepreneur is that you do what you have to do, and you take the steps you have to take to build that business, even if you don't love it. And you find a way to have people help you do the pieces that you don't love. You are an entrepreneur because you're building a business, period. You don't have to love the things that are painful for you to do, or you just don't. You don't have to. Okay. Anything else, you guys? Any other questions? Anything? I'm going to look at the Facebook page real quick. I haven't been out there yet. Let me look and see what's going on. How I have 14 messages in my personal text. I have no idea how that happens while I'm doing a webinar. All right. Kathy shared all of the information. Awesome. Yeah. Please talk to me, you guys. I love to get on a phone call and have a conversation. Tara says, I'm a health coach. I'm here because I've moved to a new area and committed to being a full-time health coach. Yes. Stepping into my gift to be able to help others become their best version of themselves. Boom. She already knows her tagline. That's awesome. Good for you, Tara. Let's see here. All right. No more questions on the Facebook page. Here we go. All the links are out there for you guys. So I think that's it. I think we've answered all the questions. I really appreciate everybody being on. I really, truly do. Let me scroll up and just make sure, you guys. Heather says, I chose programs meeting NANP and 888, the American whatever drug practitioners, or believe this industry will become regulated in the next 10 years or so. Yeah. I mean, I have the, what is that? The American Association of something drug practitioners. It doesn't mean anything. Those things don't mean anything. People put them out there so that we feel like they'll mean something. But are they teaching anybody how to be safe? Probably not, because that's something that I started in this industry. I'm proud to say that I have led the way in safe language and safe delivery. I brought Lisa to health coaches right away because I saw so many people doing the wrong thing. And I just don't believe it. I don't believe that we need to be scared of what we do. We should not be scared in how we deliver information, but we got to be careful. We got to protect ourselves. And yeah, I believe we're going to be regulated too. But if somebody came to me right now, say we're regulated. Let me say this. Say we're regulated and I'm working with a client and someone says to me, you're not following regulations. I'd be like, show me how. I dare you. Show me how I'm not following regulations. You're not going to find me saying the words diet, nutrition. You're not going to see me prescribing, diagnosing. You're not going to see me telling someone how many supplements to take. You're not going to see any of that with me. I'm simply sharing information, educating my people, helping them get prepared, and watching them make decisions. Because when our clients make their own decisions, we are released from liability. We are released from risk, you guys. So if we become regulated in the next 10 years, probably going to still be health coaching because it seems like I can't seem to move away from it because I love it. And when someone asks for help, I'm like, oh, yes, okay. And I put them on my list and we get going. But they can come to me then. And I can promise you this, they're not going to bust me with something. Watch somebody come to me and try to find something. Please don't. Anyway, Carmen's hooked up with the movers and shakers in the industry. Yes. And I invest money to go meet those people every single year. I do it because I want to bring you guys the right people to learn from. Yeah. Yep. I'm passionate. You know it. I'm a type AAA personality too. I like to describe myself that way because I'm high energy until the day is over. Okay. I think that's it. Yeah, Lisa Fraley, lawyer and health coach. Yep. And you get a link if you're a student. You get a link to her discount stuff too. Okay, you guys. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks so much. And I should say a big thanks to my dogs because they were quiet today. And normally that is not the case. And one more announcement too. If you decide to join and you get in the Health Coach Mentorship and Mastery group for free, we have Canva training coming up, canva.com training. We had Instagram training last week. We have Diane Sanfilippo, coming to us. I'm signing up to get Liz Wolf to come to us from Balanced Bites. I have got migraine training coming your way, you guys. It just doesn't stop. I love doing this. I love bringing you guys the important people to learn from and giving you exposure to some of the, some people who are doing some real good stuff out there. So, all right. Thanks so much. Oh, wait a minute. There's one question. Will there be any conflicts of interest if I already represent a multi-level company and want to do this health coaching program? No, what you choose to do outside of that is totally up to you, Patty. I am not a believer in multi-level marketing food programs and stuff like that. But that's your decision. I'm not going to judge you. I want you to do what feels best for you. This is not about telling you do this, don't do that in that way. This is about saying, here's how we can safely do this. Make your business your own. That's what this is all about, but giving you the tools to do that so you don't have to start from scratch. And just as an FYI, I'm signing up with a couple of they call themselves direct retail, but multi-level marketing companies that don't do food and they don't do supplements. That's not what I'm doing, but I'm signing up because I've been watching them for a couple of years and it's time to get involved on some of that stuff as well. And coaches are going to have an opportunity to get underneath me, and I'm getting underneath a couple of really big names thanks to some friends. So if people want to sign up on that as students, you guys have an opportunity to make money under me as well. So anyway, it's all about, helping people, but honoring ourselves as well. Will the program graduates have access to new future trainings? Absolutely. And here's the beautiful thing. Once you sign up with the Institute, if I create a lesson, you don't have to pay for the lesson. Just because you were a student from 2 years ago, the lesson goes into your training and you get to access it. If I create a training on chronic conditions that is extensive, which I'm working on, and I plug it in there and add it to a week or something, an announcement will go out and it'll say, new training that has been added to the Institute. You guys get to go out there and learn it. You don't have to pay for it. It's done. It's done for you. I don't believe in that. I'm not, it's just not my style. It's not. I'm a giver, not a taker. Unfortunately, my whole family, like every Christmas, I'm the one that's like this. Woo! I'm so excited. Like I get so excited to give. And they're like, well, open something. I'm like, nope, no, you got to open everything I give you first because I get so freaking excited to give to people. And it's no different with my life in work either. Just part of who I am. So I had my Humane Society president come over and director come over the other day. I used to be the president of, and I could hardly stand it because I was giving her a check. And she was like, oh, I want to pet your dogs. I'm like, here's your money. That's just how I am. So it isn't a show. It's just part of who I am, you guys. So anyway, Kathy's got your stuff up there for you guys. Somebody's talking about disco, learn as the new disco. I'm sure there will be great new things to learn as new discoveries come up. Oh my gosh, I was like, disco, I love disco. Susan, that was hilarious. It's all about perception. Okay. All right, you guys, have a great rest of the day. Thanks again for joining, and reach out if you need anything at all. Happy to talk to you guys all weekend, okay? See ya. Thanks again. Thanks, Kathy. See ya.